Okay, Metal Monday with Brett. We are live and in the studio today. How you doing, Brett?
I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
Doing good. Had a great weekend. I'm excited to close out July, which is insane that we're going to be next Metal Monday is going to be in August, which
Yep.
is crazy. That
Uh,
being said, Ferris in August. What are you hearing?
I'm like a mixed bag.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting a lot of positive
Mm-hmm.
news, but I feel like it's we're close to the bottom if we're not at the bottom. So I'm hearing a lot of sideways talk, not a lot of up or down as much right now, but definitely some sideways talk.
Which
So
I think a lot of people would be happy to see sideways for a month,
yeah, I
you
think
know?
just find some sort of something you can count on price wise because
Mm-hmm.
as you know, in the scrap business, especially on the ferrous side, it's you're the goal is always to get in the material and get it out in the same month, right?
Mm-hmm.
It never really always works that way. Some months you have a little more success in processing and getting stuff through the system. Some months, like this month, it's fairly easy for us to get through most of the material because the flows have slowed down.
Yep. Low
So
volumes
low volumes, and if
this
you've got the
July.
processing equipment in place, it really allows you to get the shit through the system.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when the months are, when the price is high, and you're bringing material in, and jobs are kicking off, and the scale traffic's busy. I mean, that's what almost makes you a little bit more nervous because you're sitting there going, okay, unless the price goes up next month, I'm going to be holding some inventory. So you're trying to get it through the system, as fast as you can, and get it out the door. But sometimes when the flow is real hot and heavy, you just can't get it all out the door. So months like this last month, unless you're deciding you've made the commitment to stacking some scrap,
Mm-hmm.
then that's a different story. You're able to process, or you're not as um, motivated to process it because you're not as worried about trying to get it out that month. But it's sideways pricing isn't the worst thing. It allows you to kind of get through material if you weren't able to get through it the previous month.
Obviously, all us scrappers want to see it go up, but we'd take sideways. This next month for us, we do have a lot of jobs lined up, so it is going to be a little more of a push, a little more teamwork to get it all the way through. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see where really it's going to be dependent on September.
It's so
At that
hit and
point.
miss, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I think the fall we'll get, we should see some strength if it's a big deal that, the Fed on Wednesday, they're going to determine the interest rates again, and you're looking at 3/4 of a point, 75 basis points probably is what is pretty much baked in. Any change from that, I think, creates some positive or negative, markets, but
So we'll go if they change course and go half that.
if they go half, I think you see the
You're
market
gonna
start
see
to
it
gain
go
a little
crazy,
momentum. If they
right?
go heavy and they go a full point,
Yeah, then you
I
see
think
some
you see
dips.
the metals and
Mm-hmm.
the base metals and everything kind of get crushed again, or even farther down. But the reality of it is, 330 to 380 copper is still. I mean, we would have been slapping each other on the ass, a year ago at three. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
330. So it is what it is. But you just kind of take the good with the bad.
It's like anything. You get used to that 450. You get everyone talking about five is going to be the new low, and then that just didn't happen. We hit five for like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
And then
we still got there.
We got there.
Yeah.
And which was a huge kind of milestone because that was crazy,
Mhm.
And at the time, that's what people were like, oh, it's still low. It's going to go to
Yeah.
550, and then literally
Well, and I've always said, like, as soon as you get everybody heavily weighted on one side of the trade, be ready because it's coming. It's probably going to go the other way. And even when copper was getting pushed down, I saw some deal on LinkedIn and people were like, "Oh, it's just going to keep getting smushed." And I was like, does it have the ability to do that? Yes, but the reality of it is there's still probably if you get everybody on the downside of that trade, then look for the bounce because you're probably going to get it. Now, how far of a bounce, that will be determined. But
which we have till the end of this week to have it go above 350 for you to win your bet.
yeah,
So we'll see where we go.
If anybody wants to make bets, I'm probably your guy to do it with if you want to win.
I want it to just stay at 349 till Monday. Then
And
go
then
to
you're like,
380.
yeah, let's go to 380.
Yep.
Oh, to be honest, like even for me, I wouldn't mind a little bit of a run just because I've got some copper that needs to price here in the next probably 30 to 60 days. So it wouldn't break my heart to see a decent run in copper.
And really, copper's the only thing that and some of the PGMs we saw a recovery on, but not seeing much recovery on aluminum or nickel.
Yeah,
or
nickel's still
lead.
around that $10. You know, aluminum $1.20.
Yeah.
You know, the Midwest Premium is coming off. You know, that's which kind of helps drive that price on the scrap end.
Because a lot of people are real reliant on that Midwest Premium for their pricing structures.
Exactly.
Right?
So.
So.
I mean, that's kind of a big part of it. So it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. So 232 tariffs, coming off potentially plays a big role in that as well.
When would when would those fall off?
Your guess is as good as mine. They're just talking about it.
Oh, okay.
And you're hearing more and more rumblings about it, which means probably something you need to pay attention to if that's your game. But us, at the end of the day, like we're just trying to do like everybody else is and just kind of bang through it. See what these summer markets have to give us come fall. But all in all, generally speaking, business isn't bad. So.
No, we got a lot of good jobs from really good customers lined up for this starting this next month and into the fall, into the winter really, depending on the weather. Here in Idaho, the weather swings so dramatically. It's supposed to be 106 this weekend.
Yeah.
So we're
It's gonna be a hot one.
It's gonna be a hot week. So even with good pricing, the flow's gonna be kind of shitty.
Yeah.
And then come December, January, when we're finishing up some jobs, we're going to be real reliant on not a lot of snow flying, but which that guess is, who knows where that's going to be.
I know.
So.
You don't ever know. Just play the cards you're dealt and do the best you can.
All right. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, everybody.
Everybody have a great week, and we'll talk to you next Monday.